Kraft.
The Defensive Player of the Year, no great shock here. It is Aaron Kraft who wins the award for the second time in the last 3 seasons. Remember, Victor Oladipo captured it last year. Kraft is the Big Ten's all-time steals leader.
Defending, now a switch off. He's got Niang on him with 3. He better hurry. Puts up the shot. He hits it. The point, 2 seconds to go.
Ohio State's medical centers are decorated with photos of many former athletes. But come July 1st, patients will see one of their favorite former Buckeyes not on the wall, but in a white coat. In this second career of sorts for Kraft, the former basketball player is translating the practice, dedication, and humility he learned on the court to the medical field.
Yeah, so how God's worked in my life and just kind of revealed himself to me. Growing up, I didn't go to church. Sports was like what we did on the weekend and during the week. And with a dad as a coach, an older brother and a younger sister, that's just what our outlet was. And all 3 of us were decent at it. So that obviously helped as we continued to get older. We just continued to pursue that more and more. And I remember I kind of got to a point when I was going into high school as I don't know if, in Ohio, high school sports is just it's a big deal. So I remember going into high school as an 8th grader, thinking to myself, if there were 3 things that I could achieve in high school, like that's what would make me satisfied. Like this is what ultimate high school experience would be like. And those 3 things were, to play all 4 years in football and basketball to start, do those things, to get good grades, honor my parents that way. And then 3rd, just to be known, to have a lot of friends and have my name known, mostly through sports. So those are the 3 things I sought to achieve when I got to high school. And freshman year, I go to a smaller country school, so I get to play as a freshman. I get to play as a football, and I get to play basketball. I'm a nerd, so I get good grades. And we had some really good teams, so I had the opportunity to play in a lot of big games at a young age, and my name is starting to get out there. You start winning awards, you start having your name just tossed in circles of continuing to play in the future. So by the time I became a junior in high school, I had fulfilled those 3 goals that I had. I had all those things. I'd played state championships. I had all the friends that I could ask for. Everyone knew who I was, especially in the town. And again, I got good grades. But the thing that worried me, I knew I was going to continue to play basketball in college, but I hadn't reached that satisfaction, that joy that I thought I should have at this point, right? Because I'd accomplished those things. So I thought something was missing. And I was worried because I was going to go to college and continue to pursue the same emptiness, the same thing that wasn't going to satisfy me. So I just started asking questions and got very fortunate. God put a couple people in my life. Number 1, he put in one of my best friends that I played all my sports with. He started going to a Bible study and randomly out of nowhere started asking me to go. And 2, my then girlfriend, who's my now wife, she grew up going to church and her family. That was kind of their thing. And I started just getting curious and she started inviting me to her church. So it was at church and at this Bible study that I started hearing about maybe this Jesus guy, who he was, some guy that lived a long time ago that somehow cared about what I did now and how that should affect my life. And ultimately, that's where I realized that I was chasing joy and peace and satisfaction in something that was never built to offer that or to carry that weight. And I was missing God in my life through a relationship with Jesus. So going into my senior year, I think that's when I accepted Jesus as Lord and Savior and just opened my eyes to see, started to open my eyes to see what sports was really about and where I could find happiness and where I could find joy. There was one guy, John Diebler, who was on the team that I had known as a young kid. And I remember he was a senior, and I came in saying, I'm gonna do whatever he does. Like he's big man on campus, like everyone knows who he is. He's, not only in Columbus, but kind of all throughout the country. And if I could replicate his career, I would be cool with that. But again, God had other plans, because I moved in on a Sunday. The first thing John wanted me to come to and invited me to was a Bible study on Monday, right outside my dorm. And that's when he introduced me to Athletes in Action, and just a group of men and women that were pursuing something so much bigger and better than banners in a gym or in an arena. I think faith's intersected every part of my life. At least that's what I hope that it does, and I try to let it do. I think it was very easy to see in sport how it just revealed a lot of improper thinking on my part, immature thinking or fleshly thinking, because you have practice and you have games, so you constantly have competition. And it was very easy to fall into the trap of, if I am praying and reading and going to Bible study, then I should then have a good game or have a good practice. And that was an easy way for God to reveal, like, that's just not how he operates. It's not a magic piggy bank. It's not something that I put quarters in and I get out what I'm expecting. I think God really used basketball in particular to reveal a lot of, one, how I was thinking, and two, where my hope and I think I was saying where my hope and joy came from, but then my actions and my response to certain things revealed, like, maybe that wasn't exactly like true down in my heart or in my mind, whether that's handling adversity or handling losses and those kind of things. Someone out there trying to pursue being a total athlete, what I would say is keep going. I think there are a lot of times where it's very easy to want to give up or think things aren't working and they're not going the right way, or you're just kind of feeling down and alone and kind of isolated. But what I've learned is God has a plan for everything that we have and everything we're going through, and every situation that we find ourselves in, there's something that we can learn or there's something that we can grow from. So I would say just keep going, keep pursuing a foundation that is through Jesus, and you're on the right path. Even if it doesn't seem like it, even if it seems very lonely or narrow or all those things, if you're pursuing God and what he wants for your life, the other things will work themselves out. Maybe not in the way that I want or exactly what I'm hoping for, but ultimately to be for my good and even better for his glory, which is what we want everyone to see. So keep going, keep pursuing, and don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. God's put people in your life, and I'm a huge beneficiary of people in my life reaching out and taking that chance. So pursue that help, pursue those people that are in your life. I am Aaron Kraft, a total athlete.